Hello everyone, I was just walking near Calton Hill. We're off there towards the Royal Mile and Holyrood House area, and I noticed this Old Calton Burial Ground Visitors Welcome. In 1816 a road was built through the burial ground, cutting it in two. This is the smaller orphan section and the larger area lies across the road in Waterloo Place. I went to the other section the other day and I've walked up and down here many times and I never knew there was this little burial ground here, so let's have a look. And here we are, look at this. What a great little spot. It's absolutely tiny. So this is the Orphan Burial Ground. Who's this? Isabella Kearney Miller. Died September 1845. So this must be family burial ground. Here lieth interred the body of William. I think that's Fleming. I think that mentions Craig End, which is part of Edinburgh. I think he died 19th of something, the 70th year of his age. And then Christian Gifford, his spouse, 1742, her age 70 years. Here lies James Fleming, and then it's, I can't quite read that. Craig End, 1740s. That's 1747. The Jacobite Rebellion was 1746. That's the type of era. What a great spot. Never knew this was here. This is Margaret Corvin, that's a great surname, beloved wife of Robert Pallister. So I don't know if she was Margaret Corvin before marriage or Corvin was a middle name. She died at Portobello, 1861, aged 45 years. Also 4 children, 2 of which died in Newcastle upon Tyne. Someone's just coming out. So this is a musical instrument maker who departed this life February the 17th, 1818, and John Curtis, their son, who departed this life December the 23rd, 1823, in the 26th year of his age. To the epitaph: from his early youth he possessed a mind and genius greatly superior to his years. He was of an humble but independent disposition, and his words were ever the oracle of his thoughts. His last moments were of the calm tenor of his life, and those who knew him cherish his memory as they unavailingly mourn their loss in so amiable and invaluable a friend. So, a musical instrument maker. As you can see, if I just pan around, it's tiny. I'll show you across the road from the edge here. Look at this. To the memory of Mr. Samuel French, late clerk in the General Post Office, Edinburgh. The stone is erected by Marjorie Grant, his relict. He died March 29, 1789, aged 69 years. Great Scottish names there: Blackwood, Drysdale. That's Alexander Blackwood. His eldest son, for many years minister to the deaf and dumb in Edinburgh. Died November 1890. They did used to have deaf and dumb churches. There was one in Sunderland. James Aberdour, late brass founder. Remember him? This stone was erected by his son James, Lieutenant of the Royal Navy. And look at that anchor. That looks like a really old one. Look at the writing on that. To Thomas Robertson. It's a great spot there. Miss Janet Stewart, only child of the late James Stewart, Esquire, Lasswade, who died at Edinburgh the 25th of September 1844, aged 73 years. Look at that spelling of Stewart. E-U-A-R-T rather than just the S-T-U-A-R-T or S-T-E-W. Now we've got, look at that. There's just some initials there. EM. In memory of Francis Armstrong, merchant in Edinburgh, who died 24th of January 1802, age 79. Janet Tweedy, his spouse. Just to show you where we are. Down there is, they've ended up, it's Princes Street. There's the Balmoral Hotel just around the corner. And across the road, that's the rest of this Old Calton Burial Ground. So basically, I think this is actually partly a bit of a bridge, this particular road. So when this was built, it's cut through here, so they've lost a big section of the graveyard. There are some of the coach tours. There's not many more to look at in here actually. Oh. Memento Mori, remember you must die. Oh man, something is running and may run out. This on this earth, as tomorrow all repent. The silent grave, this stone ground purchased 1786 by William Tweedy, a farmer born June the 11th 1728. He died April 1792 and was buried here. Let's stand back a bit actually. In memory of John Wyber, who died on the 31st of August 1845 at the 64th year of his age. For 33 years he preached the gospel in connection with the Relief Church. He lived and died in humble Christian rejoicing in the hope of the glory of God. Also his daughter Mary Tweedy, who died young. So that's like a little family section there. What a view there is there. It's Calton Hill up the top. Erected by John Smart of Edinburgh in remembrance of his father, who was also John Smart, and a shoemaker of Calton. His mother Helen Watson. Some good ages in this cemetery, isn't there? John, well look, the father was 72 and then the son John was 74, and for upwards of 20 years treasurer to Calton Incorporation. Also the remains of his widow Janet Bissett, and then also Magdalene Glass, she was 67, and then there's another John Smart there who's 83 years, so some really good ages there. But obviously these are probably the most well-to-do people in the area. Obviously all the paupers and that, well, there'll be no stone for them. Margaret Darling and of Margaret McLaren. I get a better view down towards the Balmoral. So if you're ever in Edinburgh, this is where this is hidden away, just next to the main road. So a couple more to look at, now we're done. Also, what a great name, Ninian Romanis, merchant, Edinburgh, who died 11th of December 1876. Those lovely buds so young and fair, called hence by early doom, just come to show how lovely flowers in paradise could bloom. I could read that quickly because that's on quite a few I've seen in Sunderland, and that's a family burying ground of Ninian Romanis. What a cool name. I'm not going to climb up there, but there's a little vase for that one. So here we are, the Orphan Burial Ground. So thank you very much for watching. It was just a short one. I wasn't planning to do this one. I was off to the new Calton Burial Ground, but I'm glad I found it. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, and if you want to, click on the subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.